Hello, a very good afternoon to everyone. A very warm welcome to our session on the Pharmaceutical Science program. Let me just share screen while we wait for some of our other students who are coming in right now. Okay, I hope all of you are able to see my screen. Okay, so again, a very warm welcome, all right, to our potential new freshmen who are coming in August, all right. So today, I would like to share with you a little bit more about what you would expect, all right, when you come into our program. Just a quick introduction about myself. My name is Yao Wai Ping. I'm an associate professor with the Department of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. I am also the Pharm Science Program Director. We call Pharmaceutical Science as PHS in short, right? I also have another role as the Deputy Head of Education for undergraduate matters with the department. Okay, right. So I would like to also understand a little bit more about all of you. Okay, so let me just do a little quick poll just to understand if today all of you are actually coming in as our primary major students, or are there some students in CHS who may be considering applying to us for second major or minor so that I can cater the talk to the correct audience? Okay, let's just give a little bit more time for everyone to respond. I think we have 42 participants here. Okay, all right. So, majority of us are primary major, and I see that there are two students considering to apply to our second major. Okay, and then we have about one student considering a minor. Okay, so I will also touch upon what you would need to do if you're considering our program for your second major and minor. Okay, all right, so thanks for your poll. Let me just end the poll. Okay, all right, so if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to type it in the Q&A, all right? And then we could answer it along the way, all right? When I see the questions, or my colleague, Ms. Adrina Liu, could also be helping to answer some of the questions, all right? There will also be time for you if you would like to unmute yourself to ask the questions towards the end. All right. Okay. So let's start now. All right. On your pharmaceutical science journey. All right. So we are very excited to be having all of you join us in your 4 years in your undergraduate program, right? So in the 4 years, okay, we will be your main department offering you the primary major courses. So you will be covering, different courses that would give you a good foundation in the bioorganic, medicinal chemistry, and human medical sciences, following which you will have a number of courses which will give you the knowledge and the depth, all right, in the pharmaceutical science niche that covers the full spectrum of the drug discovery and development process. Okay, and of course, not forgetting, all right, that our program provides you with the versatility, all right, for different types of experiential learning, right, which you could incorporate into your course of study. Okay, so I would like to share a little bit more with you so you have a better idea of what would be upcoming in terms of your study plan. Okay, so over here now, you will be able to see this study plan, all right, which shows you over the 4 years, okay, what are the courses, all right, that will be offered under the pharmaceutical science primary major. Okay, those that are shaded in the beige color over here, outlined in red, this would be your pharmaceutical science primary major courses. right? Those in green, all right, would be your CHS common curriculum, and the areas shaded in blue would be where you can put in your unrestricted electives. Right, so I will talk a little bit more later on, all right, about the unrestricted electives, what you can choose to do, right? I'll just like to focus on the first year, all right, first year for now, all right. So you'll be coming in August, and most of you, I believe, would have attended this morning session with regards to course registration, right? So for the pharmaceutical science program, all right, in your first year, your primary major courses, which is your PHS 1101, which is your gateway course, all right, that would be pre-allocated to you, all right, in your year one, semester one, if you are our primary major. Okay, also in your year one, semester two, for our primary major students, you will also be pre-allocated PHS 2102 in your year one, semester two. All right, so you do not need to worry about having to bid for these two courses in your year one if you're our primary major students. For students who are considering to do our pharmaceutical science as your second major or your minor, then you would need to bid, all right, to read the gateway course PH1101, right? In year one, SEM one, because our primary major students will be pre-allocated that, all right, there could be some balanced places where other students, all right, including those who may want to take it as an unrestricted electives just to understand more, or those who are planning to do a second major or minor, then you can bid for PHS 1101. All right. Of course, all right, you could also consider bidding in year one, semester two, for those who are reading it as unrestricted electives or those considering a second major or minor. Okay, all right. But for primary major, all right, 1101 will be done in year one, sem one. All right. Okay, then for the green, all right, CHS Common Curriculum courses, this six, all right, okay, Asian Studies, Humanities, Data Literacy, Social Sciences, Scientific Inquiry 1, and Design Thinking, all right, this would be pre-allocated to you as shared this morning, all right, by the deanery, all right. So this would be pre-allocated, all right, so you do not have to worry about having to bid for it yourself as well. Okay, so in your year one, semester one, you can read up to 23 units. Okay, so most students would be doing 5 courses in the first semester. So you will notice that you would have one, all right, one course that is available for you to decide what you want to take. All right, if you are thinking about taking other second majors or minor, all right, you could use this space to take the gateway module, all right, for the second major of interest or your minor of interest. Okay, that would help you to see if that is something that you would really like to pursue as your second major or your minor. Okay, so there is that flexibility there for you to bid, all right, for that additional course. All right. So of course, do check, all right, the timetable as shared this morning. You can go to NUS Mods, check the timetable of the courses that you will be pre-allocated, and then you see which other course you could potentially add on, all right, and which does not have any timetable clashes. Okay. All right, so I would just like to share with you, okay, the teachers that you would be meeting in your year one, semester one, all right, for our primary major students, right? So PHS 1101 teaching team in year one, semester one, you'll be meeting Dr. Shruti, Dr. Donovan Neo, and Prof. Rachel E. So in this particular course, all right, which is titled, okay, the $1 billion pill bench to bedside drug development, you'll be learning from them, all right, across the whole continuum of drug discovery and development, all right, how the drug is being discovered. You understand about the chemistry bit, medicinal chemistry bit that helps with the drug discovery, and then how it gets studied to see its other characteristics, how we can actually slowly develop it into a formulated product, okay, for the patient. So from the drug discovery to the whole development process, you would learn more about it in PHS 1101, right? So this is the gateway module. All right, so again, for those who are planning to consider pharmaceutical science as a second major or minor, all right, do remember to bid for 1101 either in semester 1 or in semester 2. Okay, it is also offered in semester 2 for students who are not our primary major. Okay. Right, then I would like to move on to your year 1 semester 2, where you will be reading our next pharmaceutical science course. This is PHS 2102. Okay, so PHS 2102, all right, this is our physical chemical principles of drug action. Okay, so in this particular course, you'll be meeting Prof. Chu Hui, Dr. Donovan Neo, and Dr. Tian Chong, all right, where you will learn about the chemistry bit as well as the biology bit. So in this course, just like the 1101, it'll be an integration of the different fields of discipline within drug discovery and development, and you will be able to better appreciate, all right, how chemistry and the biology, how you integrate those knowledge together, right, to understand about the drug actions and so on. Okay, so this would be the two courses, all right, for our primary major students that you will be reading under pharmaceutical science. Okay. Of course, along the way in your year 2, year 3, year 4, you will be doing the other courses which you have earlier seen, all right, in the slide, okay, here. Okay, so you'll be doing other courses such as physiology, all right, drug design. You learn more about macromolecules. That is something very important nowadays. We're talking about not just small drug molecules, but also macromolecules. You will also learn about pharmaceutical formulations, all right, and then you would also undertake, all right, the lab courses in year 2, semester 2, as well as year 3, semester 1. Okay, right. You will also learn pharmacokinetics, more about drug design and development, pharmacology, as well as regulation of healthcare products, right? And in your 4th year, you would have the chance to select, all right, whether you want to do a final year project, right, or to read 2 other courses as your major elective courses. Okay, so this would be the study plan for our primary major students. Okay, so later on for the second major and minor for students who are considering, I will share more with you later on. Okay, so across your 4 years, you'll be meeting all our pharmaceutical science professors, all right, who will be teaching you in each of the respective courses. Right, so in our program, all right, we emphasize on team-based learning. So what does that mean? That means that you will get the opportunity to work in smaller groups, all right, together in groups of 5 students. Some groups could have 6 students, all right. You'll be working together, brainstorming about cases that is being discussed in class for you to brainstorm on solutions to the cases, right? So you will work very closely with one another. All right, you will also learn together, all right, in preparation for class, in e-learning, okay. During classes, we will have interactions, okay. You will also be having tutorials, which we also call as collaborative learning workshops, where you get more opportunity to sit together and discuss cases, discuss questions. right? So to prepare you for the team-based learning, right, during orientation week, we have scheduled a program for you to get to know your team members. All right. So these are the important activities that we will like you to attend. All right. So if you would like to just take a photo, you can right now. But otherwise, don't worry. We will also share this with you via email. So you will have a copy of the schedule, right? So the orientation week, we call it O week in short, all right? This would start on the 5th of August. In the morning, you would see all the professors in the department who would be welcoming all of you, all right? And there will be an opening address by our head of department, Professor Georgia Pastorin, and she will also introduce all the different academic staff to all our freshmen. Okay, so you'll be joining this session together with the pharmacy students as well. Okay, you'll be also introduced to our academic mentorship program. So in our department, students will be assigned an academic faculty member who will be your mentor across the 4 years. All right, so this will be a good time. All right, we will have some activities. All right, after 11 o'clock to before 2 o'clock for you to get to know your mentors. All right, and to interact more so that you know who you can approach, all right, if you have questions along the way with regards to academic matters, career planning, or anything else that you would like to talk to your academic mentor about. Okay. So on the Monday afternoon, there is a workshop on plagiarism that we have invited our librarians to come in to share with all our pharmacy and pharmaceutical science freshmen. So this is very important for you as this is very important in terms of your academic work, all right, across your 4 years. Okay, so this will be very important for you to attend as well. All right, so on the second day, on Tuesday, 6th of August, you will then be introduced. Of course, during the workshop, you will also be sitting together with your teams. But more importantly, on the Tuesday, you really get to work together with your teams, understand your team members, all right, build your team, learn, know one another, build up your team charter, how you're going to work together for the rest of your at least 1 year together, all right, for the first year. The second year, all right, most likely you'll be working in the same teams as well, all right. Okay, so it's very important for you to know your team members. Okay, so this will be very important for you to come in, all right, to learn more and interact more with your other teammates. Okay, there will be a team building activity for lunch and to interact more socially with your other group mates. And then in the afternoon, there will be a sharing session, all right, for each of the teams to present. All right. Okay, and then on Wednesday morning, this is another very important event, okay, that all of you would need to attend. This is a lab safety briefing to share with you on the lab safety matters in preparation for you before you actually are allowed to step into a lab, all right, for your lab classes. During this lab safety briefing, all right, there will also be a test, all right, that all of you would need to take, and you would need to pass that test, all right, before you are allowed to go into the lab, all right, for your practical classes. All right, so all these are very important events, so please do not miss them. Okay, please jot it down on your calendar to come, all right, on orientation week. Okay, and of course, not forgetting, the faculty would have a physical welcome day, all right, on the 7th of August in the afternoon at 1:30. All right, so there will be talks, all right, from the dean's office, from the dean himself, as well as some sharing more about student wellness, student life, and so on. Okay, all right, so please do not miss that as well. Okay, so not to worry, we will also send this as an email to all of you. Okay. Okay, so that is more about the main courses and what you need to take note in terms of the pharmaceutical science major itself. All right, but outside of the pharmaceutical science major, okay, all of you have a lot of flexibility to design, all right, how you want your undergraduate journey to look like. All right. Okay. So if you recall from this morning's session, all right, all of us are under the CHS, the College of Humanities and Sciences, and you have that 1/3, all right, of unrestricted elective space, all right, that you can utilize to plan how you want your undergraduate studies to look like. Right, so you're under your unrestricted elective space. You can consider doing a second major. You can consider doing minor. Of course, you can consider to do a second major and a minor. All right, some may want to do two minors. All right, that is really up to you. Or if you feel that, no, I'm just very interested in farm science and I want to focus all my undergraduate studies just on farm science related, all right, courses, that's fine as well. You do not necessarily need to have or undertake a second major or minor. You can use the unrestricted elective space, all right, to do a little bit more farm science courses, all right, or projects and internships and so on. And then you could consider just some unrestricted electives on other courses that you may be interested in doing. For example, doing a language, etc., just to beef up your own interest. All right. Okay, so that is perfectly fine as well. So everyone would have your own preference and your own passion to chart how you would like your undergraduate study to be. Okay. So on the next slide, I would just like to share with you some of the options that you have, all right, that you could consider. Okay, minors, okay, the list is not exhaustive. These are just some examples, all right, of minors that you want to consider depending on your own passion as well as your career aspirations. Some of you may want to go into the pharmaceutical industry, maybe more on the business aspects. So you could consider, a minor or even second major in management if you are thinking about that. All right. Of course, some students may be very interested in data analytics, computer science areas. You could also consider minor or second major in that. All right, some may be interested in more of the public health aspect. Okay, there is also minor in public health or second major in public health for you to consider. Okay, some other more common ones that our previous pharmaceutical science students have undertaken would include second major in life science, second major in chemistry, all right, and so on. Okay, so just keep in mind that this is just some examples. The list is not exhaustive. All right, so feel free to explore what other minors or second majors you may be interested in. All right. Okay, there are also other special programs that you could consider to make up your unrestricted elective space as well. This includes special program in science. There is University Scholars Program. All right, you can also consider having some study abroad experience. Okay, so we have the student exchange program, which our pharmaceutical science students would consider to go out for a semester long in their year 3 semester 2. All right, year 3 semester 2, that is the time where there is a bit more flexibility, all right, for you to plan for a semester long exchange. Okay, if you want something shorter, you could consider a summer program or a winter program. All right. Some students who may be more interested in entrepreneurship, you could consider the NUS Overseas Colleges. This could be a year-long program, all right, or a semester-long program. So if it's a semester-long program, again, all right, a good time to do this would be in year 3, semester 2. If you're thinking of a year-long program, all right, be prepared that you would definitely need to take an additional year, all right, to complete your undergraduate studies since you'll be taking 1 year out, all right, just to be overseas to undertake this NUS overseas colleges. Okay. Right. Some other opportunities for experiential learning would include your internship. All right. This is under the undergraduate professional internship program, which we call UPIP in short. Right. So students can start considering going out for internship as early as your year one special term. Okay. Special term is the term that is after your year one semester two. That is actually during your summer. All right, special term is during the summer, you could consider going out for your internships. Okay, you may want to consider not just one internship, but a few internships to see where your interest lies. That is perfectly fine. All right, you could consider doing in your year one special term, year two special term, year three special term. All right. Okay, that is perfectly fine as well. All right. If you want a longer experience for an internship, again, you could consider a semester long. And again, the same thing, the best time to do it is in your year three, semester two, where you have a bit more flexibility. And also, you will have sufficient foundational knowledge in your year two, year one, year two, and year three, sem one that would allow you to contribute more and to be able to apply more in your internship if you're planning to go out for a longer one in your year three, semester two. All right, so there's a lot of flexibility for you to consider when you want to do an internship. Okay, so again, internship is optional. So basically, all these are optional things that you could consider to add on. All right. Okay, so those who are particularly keen in research, all right, there is the undergraduate research opportunities program in science known as the UROPS, right? This is a project that you can undertake usually either in your year two or your year three. It could be a semester long or it could be a year long. All right, again, this is optional. All right, so those who are keen, you can approach our professors, all right, to work in an area that you are interested in and in a project that would interest you as well, right? To have a taste of what research looks like, right? We do have students who are more adventurous. They want to do research in an overseas institution. Okay, this is also a possible option. You can do this under the Science Overseas Summer Research Program, right? Okay, so these are all possible options, that you could consider to add on, all right, to enrich your undergraduate studies. So you would realize that there's so much that you can do, so many choices for you, all right? But do remember, all right, what comes with flexibility is responsibility as well as good planning. Okay, so only the PHS or the Pharm Science major is what we have planned for you. Everything else, your unrestricted elective space, etc., would require your own inputs. All right. So everyone is unique, all right? You would want to plan your own unique learning journey for your undergraduate studies. So no one can tell you what is best for you. You will need to ask yourself, all right, what is it that you would like to try? What is it that you may want to plan ahead for in terms of your career in the future? Do you want to do research, all right? Or maybe research is not your cup of tea, or at this point in time, perhaps, all right, you are not sure, okay, what it means by doing research, all right? So you could take the opportunity during your undergrad studies to really try out different things as well. All right, so that you can enrich your experiences, find out where your passion lies, all right, and what you really like to do. Okay. All right, do take note that some options would take extra effort to make them work. All right, for example, if you plan to do your internship, you will need to make the extra effort to go for interviews, look for the internship positions. All right, go for interviews, etc. Okay. Some options may be not very obvious to you, all right, at this point in time, because you are just coming in as a freshman, you may not be sure of what are all the different opportunities that are available to you, but not to worry along the way, all right, I will provide you with more guidance, and when the time comes for you to apply, for example, for exchange, all right, I will also share more with you when the time comes, okay, all right, but just be mentally prepared that there's all these different options that you can start thinking about. Okay. Of course, you would need to also take an active step, all right, in charting out your own study plan, all right. If you roughly have an idea, oh, I'm really interested to want to try out an undergraduate research opportunities program, all right, then you have to think, oh, do I want to do it in year 2 or year 3? All right, what if I'm also trying to pursue a second major and a minor? All right, how am I going to put all this in? So you will need to chart out your study plan, all right, start thinking about it, all right, and of course you are most welcome to approach me, and I can discuss more with you if you have questions about how you want to chart out your study plan. Okay. Do note that there is a cost, all right, for every course that you plan to take. All right, time, of course, all right. If you want to do more things, definitely it will need you to put in more time, all right, to be able to do the extra things, and of course some extra effort, all right, on your part if you want to apply for internships, etc. Okay. Money, all right. Some may need you to actually, put in some additional funds. For example, if you're planning to go for exchange, all right, overseas, all right, you may want to start thinking about your finances, all right, because you would need, all right, to provide for yourself when you're going overseas in terms of accommodation, in terms of your food, you may also want to spend time overseas, right? Going sightseeing as well. All right, so you need to think about this. All right. For every opportunity, all right, that you undertake, all right, naturally, you may have to give up on something else. All right. It will not be possible, to do everything, all right, as every one of us only have 24 hours a day. Right, you need to plan out. All right, you may not be able to do everything. Some things you may have to give up. All right, so do think about all this and keep this in mind when you are planning ahead. All right. Okay, so just like to share with you some key context. Okay, in terms of academic matters, your study plan, all right, going for internships, planning for exchange, feel free to contact myself. All right, I'll be open to discussing with each of you, all right, on your study plans and how you want to chart. Okay, for administrative matters, you would be receiving emails, all right, from our department undergraduate administrators, Miss Adrina Liu, who is also in this Zoom meeting with us, and Mr. Sean To. All right, so please do keep a lookout for emails that will be coming from them and sometimes from myself as well. So do check your NUS email account regularly. All right, that is where we will be sending you your emails, your official NUS student email account. All right, so do remember to start checking your emails for important emails that may come also from the faculty and the university. All right. Okay. So for your undergraduate learning, all right, there is this Canvas platform which you would be more familiar with after you join us. This is our learning management system where your courses, the course notes, all right, lecture notes, or the materials would be uploaded on Canvas for each of your courses, right? We will also be setting up a Canvas folder specifically for our pharmaceutical science primary major for your cohort, where I will be posting up some of the curriculum information, your study plan templates that you could use to plan out your study plans, all right, information on internship and exchange as we go along that I will share with you. All right. Um, there will also be announcements that I may post on the Canvas folder in terms of opportunities for internships and so on as well. So this would be also going into your NUS student email. All right, so do check your emails regularly to make sure that you do not miss out on important information. Okay. All right, so that's what I would like to share with our primary major students, right? I understand there are a few students who may be interested in our second major and minor. Let me just briefly highlight to those students, all right? For second major and minor in pharmaceutical science, please be reminded that it is a restricted second major and a restricted minor. So what does that mean? That means that you would need to apply, all right, you need to apply to us, all right, to be considered for entry into the second major or your minor. All right. So what does it take, all right, for you to be considered? Okay, for second major, all right, you definitely would have to have a very good pass in your chemistry, all right, at your A level or IB or your high school diploma, right? You also need to have a very good pass in our gateway course PHS 1101. So before you apply to us, please remember to register to read the gateway course PHS 1101. PHS 1101 is offered in semester 1. All right, all our primary major students will do in semester 1. All right, there are also some vacancies for our second major or minor students or other students from CHS who are interested to read this. You can bid for PHS 1101 in SEM 1. Right? For those of you who are not able to fit it in with your other primary major because of timetable clash, not to worry. In semester 2, we also offer PHS 1101 to the non-primary major students as well. Okay, so you can also apply to read the gateway course in semester 2. Okay, but if you plan to apply for our second major, please remember you must, okay, you must read the gateway course by your semester 2, and you need to apply for the second major by the end of semester 2. Okay, so do look out for the emails that will come from the university's registrar office, all right, to tell you when you would need to apply for this. Usually it is during the reading week, all right, during the reading week. Okay, so remember, first of all, read the gateway course, okay, before you're eligible to apply for the second major. Okay, of course, you would also want to achieve a good GPA standing, all right, that would also be part of the consideration for second major applications. Okay, so for the minor, all right, for our minor in pharmaceutical science, again, the same thing applies. Student must read our gateway course first. All right, and then you can apply for a minor. All right, the window is a bit longer for the minor. All right, you will need to apply for a minor latest by the end of the 4th semester. Okay, again, all right, we will consider your grade in the gateway course in addition to your chemistry that you have taken in your A level or IB or high school or your poly diploma. Okay, all right. So let me just stress again, those interested in our second major or minor, remember to bid for our PHS 1101, either in SEM 1 or in SEM 2. Okay. All right, so students who are thinking about the second major, all right, this will be the courses that you will be taking to fulfill 40 units. All right, this is available on our website. All right, so you could look at it in more detail, right? And for our minor, you will need to fulfill 20 units. All right. Again, this is available on our website and you can have a closer look as well. Okay. All right. So our primary major students, okay, you can also refer to our website for this overview of the curriculum, all right, in terms of the CHS common curriculum requirements or primary major requirements, all right, some examples of the unrestricted elective space that you could use to take on PHS related courses in terms of the Europes, in terms of the internships. Okay, these are just some examples of unrestricted electives that you could take. All right, but I'd like to also highlight to our primary major students, all right, that you would need, all right, to have read and passed at least, all right, an internship or a research course. This is part of the graduation requirement as well. All right, PHS 3288, all right, or PHS 3288R, this is the Europes, okay. PHS 4288, all right, that is your final year research project, okay. UPIP have mentioned. NOC is the NUS Overseas College that I've previously mentioned as well that you could consider if you are interested in an entrepreneurship. Okay, so you would want to consider and keep this in mind, all right, that you will need to also fulfill either a research or a internship, all right, as part of the graduation requirement, right? Okay. All right, good. So thank you. So this is what I would like to share with all of you. So let's see if you have any questions that I could address. Let me just perhaps just stop share my screen so that if you have any questions, feel free, all right? If you want to raise hand and we could unmute you to ask your questions, right? And whether there are any questions. Okay, I see that there are some questions that were in the Q&A and Miss Adrina Liu has helped to address them. Okay. Right. Okay, other than those questions, are there any other questions that I could help to address now? Right, if anyone would like to unmute yourself, feel free.
Waipina, maybe while we
Ah,
waited for our students, maybe to get less shy, I just wanted to introduce myself to the students.
thank you very much, Georgia.
No problem, no problem. So I'm the new head of the Department of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, new in the sense that together with Waiping here, we have started our new leadership role in the department last week. So we are really fresh, but that doesn't mean that we do not know the department. We have been around for quite some time. I joined in 2006 and Waiping a little bit later on because she's much younger. But having said that, we are really looking forward to welcoming you, and rest assured that thanks to really a fantastic leadership team and department as a whole, you will be guided through the various aspects of the pharmaceutical science in our department. So I'm just happy to have you on board and looking forward to meet you all in person. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Georgia. Yep, so if there are any questions, feel free, all right, if you would like to ask. Okay, is farm science compatible with a DDP? All right, a double degree program. Okay, if you have actually attended the morning session, all right, double degree program students can actually design your own as well. All right, but do remember a double degree program, you may need to take longer. All right, a longer time. All right, definitely minimally 4 years, and you could go up to a maximum of 5 years for graduation because a double degree, you would require more time, okay, to complete both degrees. And do remember, it was stressed this morning as well, a double degree, you would need to consider a contrasting, all right, a contrasting major, all right, from pharm science. It cannot be under the faculty of science. You need to consider in the faculty, another faculty, for example, faculty of arts and social science for the other major, if you want to do it as a double degree. Okay. Okay, we have another question. I'm an incoming PHS major who have not taken biology since secondary 2. I understand that it's best to have a bit of understanding of the concepts. All right, does it put you at a disadvantage? Okay, so not to worry, all right, we do have uh, a sizable number of students who actually do not have biology as a background, all right, as that is not an entry requirement into pharmaceutical science, all right. Students, our NUS PS student body, all right, has programs being planned out to help you, all right. There is what they call rocket, I think some rocket study group, right, where they will kind of share with you what are the important foundations in biology as well as in chemistry for all the students who would like a refresher, okay, as well as students who may not have a biology background to help you with that, right? Of course, you can also on your own, all right, start reading up some of the foundations. So do join the NUSPS organized camp as well as the orientation program, where you meet with your seniors and they can share with you more about this jumpstart, right? On what would be some important foundations that they have actually discussed with the professors. What are the important topics, all right, that you may want to start reading up a little bit more on first. Okay, otherwise, not to worry, all right, you'll be well guided along the way as well, all right, in your first 2 years of the program. Okay. Right. If I were to change my mind, all right, would a good time to drop it, all right, and pursue it as a second major or minor be at the end of semester one? Right. I would say that we could discuss this, all right, on individual basis, all right, to see what are your concerns, and if you have other, interests, okay, to see how we can better help you, whether, it will be good for you to kind of step down to a second major or minor, or could you, do something that is parallel to what you have as another interest, right? So we could take that offline and we could discuss this. I could discuss this with you. Okay, so please do reach out to me. I could discuss and we could explore further on what are your other area of interest. Okay. Okay, good. Right. So I think I'm mindful of the time. We have until 2:45. All right. So if there are any other questions, I'll be happy to stay behind. All right. And to talk to anyone who have further questions. If not, then thank you very much for attending today's session. All right. We really look forward to welcoming you in person in August. All right. Okay. See all of you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.